strip me naked and slap my beanbag. What?
Folks, hi. My name is Kieran, and there's a lot of you that I'm talking to now. Roughly 1,000. You heard me right, ladies and germs. We made it. There's 1,000 people now, which is a lot of people. When you put 1,000 people in a room, that's a lot of people. There's 1,000 of these. All the just, scurrying about out there. There's 1,000 of you. Holy crap. How? Where did you come from? Why? I'm so happy. Because what comes with 1,000 subscribers? Why is that such a big deal besides being just kind of ludicrous on its own? I'm monetized. You've seen it probably. There was probably an ad before I started talking. I'm making money doing this. And it's not a lot of money, and that's fine. I didn't expect it to be anything considerable. But I'm making money doing YouTube. I'm making money doing what I love, what I feel called to do. And that's an amazing feeling. Because it's been 3 years. It's been more than 3 years since I started this channel. And when I finally sat myself down and got to work doing what has always been my dream since I was just a wee awkward preteen instead of a large awkward man. I remember when I was 13 and I was at a sleepover with my best friend, Simon. Shout out to my boy. And we were chatting, as people tend to do from time to time. We were talking about, YouTubers that we liked. I think we were both really into Beijing Canadian at the time. All into Minecraft and all that. We were just a couple of young bucks, And I just felt such a strong call on my heart over my life that this is what I'm meant to do. This is what I'm here on this earth, in this rickety wooden chair, to do. This is my entire purpose. This is my reason for my life, is doing YouTube. And it took me a while, 7 years to be exact, to actually get around to starting it, but I finally did, and we've friggin' come so far from that. I'm now finally a monetized tububer. Which, because it's crazy, right? Because, when you're starting out a YouTube channel, I assume this is everyone, but it was at least me. You temper your expectations, but you always got that little thing in the back of your mind. It's like, this video is gonna blow up. No, this video. This is the one right here. No, this video. This is your money maker. This is gonna take you to $1 million, baby. Just watch. There's always a little voice in the back of your head that's like, it's gonna happen tomorrow. It's gonna get there today. And that's a voice that I have, and I think everyone has, to temper. That's what having patience is. You have to calm that voice down, because these things take time. They take a lot of time. Some people start their channels and are doing it professionally within a year. Some people have been doing YouTube for a decade and they're still not at a professional level. Not a full-time professional level, at least. And this isn't a surprise to me, hitting 1,000 subscribers. It's not a shock, because I've been watching that number tick up so carefully for 3 years, just waiting for this to happen. And it's happened. And it's so validating. It's so... How do you describe emotion? All the work that I've put in, it has meant something. And my conviction in doing YouTube is strong enough that if I hadn't hit 1,000 subscribers yet, if I had to go another 3 years before I hit 1,000 subscribers, that would have been fine with me. Because I know no matter what, I'm gonna be doing this for the rest of my life. This is my thing. This is it for me. And to finally be in a position where I'm able to make money. I'm not making a living. Don't get crazy. I've made 30 cents in 3 days. Don't get wild on me now. But it means that it's possible, Because it was hopeful, but it wasn't real before this. I was hopeful and I'll be able to make money on this someday. I'll be able to do this for a living someday. And now I'm actually... I have the first half of that down. And I don't mean to make this about money. Money is just, it's a signifier that I'm making progress. There's just a little bit of payoff for the work that I've done. For all the times I stayed up late and woke up early. All the sacrifices that come with taking YouTube seriously. Because don't get me wrong, there's a lot that you have to be willing to give up. Get some momentum going on YouTube. But it's nothing I'm not willing to give up for this, because again, this is my deal. This is what I'm here for. If I'm not working on YouTube, I'm not happy. And you want to see me when I'm unhappy. This is a huge milestone for me, and I want to thank you guys so much for being here, because it means the world to me. It really does. It's a huge deal to me. The love that I feel and the love that I have for what I do, it fuels itself. A lot of the time. There are some days where I just can't be bothered and I have to throw myself into it to get it done. But by and large, you know, it fuels itself. I want to do YouTube because YouTube makes me feel good and accomplished and proud and happy, which in turn makes me want to do more YouTube. It's like a positive upward cycle. But enough blubbering about my happiness and joy. Who wants that? I thought it might be a fun little thing if we took a walk back a little bit. About 3 years back, to be exact. I want to go back and I want to see my very first YouTube video. And I want you guys to be here with me. And here's my thinking about it, right? Because I was talking to Aaron IRL, a good while ago about this such thing of like, yeah, when I hit 1,000 or whatever milestone, I'd like to go back and watch my very first video and see like, oh, what was I like back then? And she'd said that it was a nerve-wracking idea for her because she was scared that it would be cringy. But for me, I really hope it's cringy. Because if you look back on yourself and who you used to be and you cringe, that's good. That means you've grown. That means you've changed in some hopefully healthy and positive way. My biggest fear is that I am not gonna cringe watching my first video, because that would mean I'm just as bad as I was. Well, that's my first biggest fear is that I'm gonna like this better than what I do now. My second fear is that it's not gonna be cringy and I'm just gonna be like, wow, I have not changed in the slightest. But maybe I just got it right off the bat, you know. I'm a one-shot king like that, what can I say? But either way, I thought that this would be a fun little experiment. Take us all for a ride. I have not watched this video since I posted it over 3 years ago. So let's take it for a spin, shall we? Let's take a look at my content, eh? Yeah, content. And let's click back. And 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 back. To the start! Clearly other people have watched this, because I think that hit 9, maybe 7, 9 views when I first posted it. And that was just friends being nice, because the rest of this series got nothing. And actually, before I go into that, how many videos was I in deep before I finally hit 10 subscribers? So I remember that took longer than you would expect. I can say one thing for certain, my thumbnails have gotten a good bit better. Oh, there it is. 10 subscribers, a celebration, milestone, extravaganza, dealio. Someone do the math, but like, that was a good few videos before I actually got there. Anyway, if none of you have seen this, maybe you'll regret that you now get to. The Fall, episode 1, playing for the first time. My very first YouTube video, and I'm a little bit nervous to watch it. But let's have a little look-see doodle. Oh! An advertisement on one of my videos. Who'd have thought? Oh, right, because I was doing a thing where, oh, okay, so let me explain this. You'll notice the face cam is like jutting out weirdly. So the reason for that is because I used to use a program, what was the name of it? I don't know, that was a webcam I was using, but I think I was actually using my phone, but I had the webcam on because the webcam came, no, this was with the webcam. I was using the webcam to record, and the webcam came with its own free screen recording software, because I hadn't heard of OBS yet. And what I found out after recording a few videos is that wherever you have the face cam as it's recording is permanent. It doesn't do like 2 tracks of video recording when it screen records. It's just this in a flat image. So I wasn't able to manipulate the face cam at all, which is part of what I wanted to do, because I have, like, you know, I take a lot of inspiration from Markiplier with Lixian's editing, and Lixian does a lot of, you know, face cam cut-ins and stuff like that. So I was trying to emulate that and, you know, use it as my starting point for my first few videos, but I wasn't able to, and I didn't know how to cut it out. I was using Premiere Rush at the time, which is a fine software, but it doesn't have as many capabilities as Premiere Pro. Anyway, there's one of these videos where my face cam takes up almost an entire quarter of the screen, and it is rough. Okay, let's hear this little bearded baby talk.
Hello everyone, and welcome to what is absolutely not the second time I have to try and record this, because
Did I record this twice?
it crashed the first time and corrupted the footage. This is my first time.
Right, because when I first started, I was trying to record in huge chunks, which, like, I still record in big sessions, but I was trying to record everything in one shot. So I would do the face cam and footage for one game, and then I'd go and play a second episode of the game with the same footage running. And I immediately found out that that's a terrible idea, because if the footage corrupts, you lose everything. That's right, I forgot about this.
Playing The Fall. I need to take my watch off again. Okay. Yeah. I made jokes about the ending title screen with its high settings, credits, and so let's play.
I have gotten better at talking more and thinking on my feet better. Okay, this is good. I have gotten better at some things. Because I remember that was always the biggest struggle. Because my family didn't know that I was doing YouTube at this point. I was just in the room talking to myself, and I was kind of nervous that they would hear and be like, "What are you doing, you idiot?" I was, for whatever reason, really nervous to tell my family that I was doing YouTube, because I was scared that they would think it was dumb. So I was super self-conscious. Gosh. We're 30 seconds in. I need to let this go. But it's just bringing back so many memories of when I first started.
Let's get into it. Wait. No, yeah. Ignore the save data.
I will.
I'm gonna start a new game because it's my first time recording this.
Man, my timing is so bad. And I knew that when I did it. I was like, yeah, the timing's not good, but it'll come. That was sort of my whole mindset when I started doing YouTube, was just like, this isn't great, but it'll get there eventually. And I think that's a really good mindset to have when you're doing YouTube, is just accepting that your first stuff is not going to be your best. If it is, that's really sad. Yeah, I knew that it wasn't perfect, but I didn't really know how to fix it properly at the time, so I just let it go. And there's many more silences than I remember, more than I have now. I've gotten better at being selective with which silences I include in videos.
Nothing went wrong the first time.
Nope.
Everything goes exactly as I have wanted it to.
Yes, sir.
Blow through the first part of it pretty quickly.
Good. Thank you for
but
telling
I'm
me.
gonna try and still take enough time to give you all a proper sense of the game and a proper understanding of everything.
My sense of humor, I think, is the same. I'm just more boisterous with it now. I've gotten better at turning on for the camera and turning on. I've gotten better at filling silences and coming up with things on the fly. And I mean, that just comes with doing it for a long time.
Over the Moon presents Space, the final frontier. Here comes our little boy.
Funny.
Yeah, my audio, I don't think I did any compression or anything with it, really, for any audio treatment.
End of the game. Well, that was a great experience.
Oh, wonderful.
Kind of an abrupt ending, but I understand what they were going for with it.
Yeah, because I was so uncomfortable with the silences. I've learned that, like, you know, cutscenes and stuff, those are nice because those can be breaks where you don't have to think about things to say all the time. And you can just say something if it happens to come up, but you don't have to constantly be searching for new things to talk about. You can just let them go in silence and it's fine. There's no problem with that. But this generation of Kieran was not comfortable with silence, on or off camera.
The Fall. I'm kind of embarrassed that I just understood why it's called The Fall. Come on, Kieran. You're a high school graduate, dang it. Minor lambing damage sustained. And I will rip this arm off.
You.
That was my favorite arm.
You see there, like I tried to get a little louder, like, yeah, my favorite arm. But I got scared. I got all shy and such. And granted, I do still prefer to record when there's nobody else in the house. There's nobody in the house right now, ergo I record. That is still preferable, but it's also, you know, I'm getting better at be like, yeah, you know, if I say something real loud and real dumb and people in the house laugh, then that's fine. Totally cool. That means that I'm doing a good job. I do remember that there was a lot of like, because I do a lot of editing in my videos to try and keep it engaging and, you know, keep the pacing up. And I think there have been times where I maybe take it too far and do a little too much editing. But it's weird to me here that I'm like, because at this point, I didn't have any idea of what to edit or how to, like, what to emphasize and what to do. There is an art form to editing. Surprise, surprise. And it took me a while to sort of figure out what my style is for editing. It's just interesting to see, like, now I would have edited this so differently, and I would have recorded it differently, obviously, so that I could move the face cam without having to just grow the entire screen and just focus in on one bit. That was the main reason I started using my phone to record face cam. That's the reason that I started that. And also, it's just better visual quality. Even just looking here and here, the quality is shocking.
Well, if I jaunt my spry little steps over here, yump, 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 you will see.
It's such awkward little timing. Because editing's all about just really, frames make differences. Too many frames when you cut being left in can make it a very awkward thing. But like I can see like that this is a starting point for what I currently do with all my videos. I can recognize this as being a stepping stone for what was to come. These are the baby steps that I took, that I got here. It's just that baby happened to fall down a lot. It's funny, but he broke his face.
Go this way. That actually scared me. I forgot.
I'm still just as much of a wimp with jump scares. Well, actually, I've gotten better at it. Little things like that I don't get scared by anymore. I have grown a little bit of tolerance. I've got a little bit of a backbone. Not a lot. A little bit.
What is this? Shy boy.
Artificial life form. State your primary function.
And because I couldn't move the face cam around, so I couldn't, like, show important information like the main antagonist that is currently being hidden behind my window blinds. Like, there's a ton of stuff behind my face that's just not being showed. And I knew that.
He's gonna die, so I'm allowed to do these things.
I did nothing to stop it. This is an interesting game, though. It is pretty neat.
Network.
It's a very cool story about AI and
Nice.
how you can logic yourself to bend rules without breaking them.
Yeah, this is like a 20 or 30 minutes into the first episode I finally got here. Don't expect this much quick wit from me in the future. It will not come.
No, you got a little bit better.
Okay. So
Not much, but a little bit.
Right, and that brings up an interesting thing that I noticed a little later on when I first played it through, is that she's actively overriding her own programming to keep her human alive, but also to keep herself with him and not be reformatted or destroyed or anything.
I'm trying to be Markiplier when I talk there. If you've watched Markiplier before, when he starts talking about, like, things like this, he starts getting into this different cadence where it's just a lot more engaging. It becomes this whole other thing. And that's another example of me just, like, you know, using YouTubers that I like as a template that I can emulate and then build upon. And I think that's a pretty good way to start doing YouTube, because like when you start, you don't have, you know, your online personality, or you don't know who you are as a YouTuber. You don't have your style yet, and I think it's very valid to be a copycat just for the beginning, and then you differentiate yourself later on as you discover who you are. If you're a copycat then and you're a copycat now, that's a problem. I think I've become a good bit more unique. You can tell me if you think that's a lie. I think I've carved my own little style out. At least a little bit. What is my style, you ask? Being free and funny. guy. So yeah, that's a little advice for all you guys out there. It's okay to start off as a copycat. Use that as something to lay foundation upon which you may build your own brand.
To keep her human alive and to stay with her pilot. Which begs the question, like, if she was, like, once human.
I'm trying so
like, if she
hard to be
is
Markiplier.
just a person who transferred, like, her sense.
Because I'm
like,
feigning passion about this, right? It is interesting. I do like the premise. That's not how I talk about things when I am excited about them or I'm passionate about them. I'm just trying to be Markiplier. I'm focused on trying to be like a pseudo-intellectual as opposed to just being funny and entertaining, which has become my primary objective. Ha! Tied it back.
It'll be interesting to find out. I'm very excited to find out.
Oh, it's just fake, and it's a bit fake, and it annoys me, and it makes me cringe a little bit, but that's good, because I've grown from that.
Which is dead.
You are irrelevant. I will find a way to get you down. Then I will deactivate you and repurpose your power cell.
Savage. Absolute mad lad. I did it wrong. You're irrelevant.
I do not.
There was me trying to recreate my initial reaction because I had to re-record this. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to be funny twice in a row. I gotta do it again. And like, with the exception of series, if I'm doing a one-off and the recording gets corrupted, I don't re-record. I used to when I was starting out, but I don't anymore because the whole time I'm just in my head about like, okay, I gotta try and recapture the magic of the first time, which is part of what I'm doing here. And it just isn't as good when you do that. It's so much better to have a fresh take every time you record. And sometimes I think there have been series where I've recorded and the recording failed and I had to re-record. I'm sure that's happened in Doom at some point. And what you do with that is you just take it as a brand new video all over again. You now know things. You don't have to frequently acknowledge what you know, because that's annoying. You just live it, experience it, and be entertained.
And medical.
My pilot is injured. Are you aware of on-site medical facilities?
Negative. We were not here long enough to complete our circle. There was a large
I'm so impatient. Because I've already played it. I just want it to be over so I can start the new stuff.
Because the animal is attracted to his blood, so I'm gonna lure it out. I'm explaining that to you really simply because I didn't know that last time. Okay.
At least I was still humble.
And look, 'tis the critter.
Oh yeah, and I forgot I'm on my laptop at this point. I didn't have a PC for a while after this. So I'm just gaming on my little Asus Republic Gamers laptop that I got as a graduation gift from my parents when I graduated high school. The screen's like a quarter the size of this monitor that I got.
At this time, I believe the droid upstairs is like a serial killing robot droid, is what I'm gathering from all the bodies.
Not super
such.
incorrect.
Ugh. You can hear him slurping.
That was fun. That was a good one. Good job, 20-year-old Kieran.
Okay. Everything that I'm hearing and seeing now makes a lot more sense on the second time around. There's a lot of good clues. This game is really well written and well blocked and staged. It's actually pretty good.
I've
All
realized
Anakin
that my
do
voice
laser
cracks
sight.
might just be a lifelong thing, so I don't even acknowledge them anymore, because it just undermines my point when I speak. So I don't make voice crack jokes anymore, because my voice is always cracking anyway.
Right. And everything's toggle. I have to remember, everything is toggle. Because I lost a lot of health last time holding shift, so I kept popping in and out of cover. Like a... And that's what happens. It's chaos.
See, that was me going wild. That was me getting a little wacky. That was me getting confident, like a mad lad.
Ooh! Quick draw, babe!
Okay. Yeah, and that's another thing that I've learned in my years of doing YouTube. As soon as you get loud and get boisterous, it becomes so much easier to stay that way. It's just getting there that's tough. That's why I think YouTube intros are such a good way to start, is because you just go, hello everybody, and then it's just like you set the tone for the audience, but for yourself, most importantly. Because then something would happen where I finally chose to be confident and be loud, and then I was able to be more confident and loud for the entire video. I could project better. Yeah, ironically, it's nice that I was like, oh, this scene is all action and tension, so I need to cut it up to keep that tension going. Yes. But I didn't offer the same
actually doing
treatment to the boring just walking around stuff. Because that's the other thing, is like fight scenes and that, those you can kind of go a little more chill on the edits, because you can just let the natural tension of the situation push it forward. So that's same with horror games. Horror games are often pretty easy to edit because there's a fundamental engaging property in a horror game. I don't have to do as much work to try and keep things interesting. So it's nice that I cut a lot of that out. Get rid of that interesting stuff. People want to hear me talk. They want to see me walk around for almost 20 minutes doing nothing.
What was it? The elevator returns.
With my logbook for analysis and data extraction.
Negative. Protecting my pilot requires endangerment. I will utilize your power cell to achieve this.
Impossible. You are faulty. Cease. Cease.
And there she said it. She's willing to do whatever it takes to save her pilot, even if that means going against her programming. And I like that. That's really cool to me.
None of what
Unused
I'm
power
saying
cell.
is dishonest. It's just the
Security
portrayal of it
vent
is
must be
inauthentic. And I've gotten rid of all those inauthenticities in the meantime.
This elevator needs a card. This is a special voice elevator. Okay. Hello, friend. You missed me. Okay.
Yeah, I just used a
This is
lot
a
of
cool part. I
okay.
like it.
Self-evaluation
All right.
initiated.
Here,
have
and I still
direct-
do that, and it annoys me still. But that's just like fundamentally like how I fill the space if I have nothing else to say. So I'm trying to get better at just not saying anything if I have nothing to be said. I am improving in some ways still, which is good. Okay.
It's not like a new or revolutionary idea, but it's still... I haven't seen it in a while personally, so I think it's really cool. Anyway, okay, so this is where I got to last time before it crashed, so I'm going to make sure it does not lose the footage this time. So thank you everybody so much for watching this. I don't have an outro yet, so I mean... Love you. Bye.
And that is the origin of the outro. Because I don't know if I did that in the first recording. I don't think I did. I think it was just in this second recording. And it was supposed to be a joke the first time. Because it was like, you hang up on with your boss or police officer, you're like, okay, love you, bye. And then you hang up just as a panic thing. That was the joke I was making. But then... that was the only outro I had, so I just kept it going. And over time, I came to the realization that a lot of people don't get told that they are loved enough. A lot of people struggle with that, you know? And I am definitely one of those people. I have often struggled with that for all my life. Definitely as a child, and it's gotten better as time has gone on, but that's always been a legitimate thing for me, is that not enough people have told me that they love me for me to believe that I could be loved. And then that kind of became a mission statement on the channel. No matter what else is going on in their day, I want people to hear that they are loved at least once. So it started out as a joke, but it is a very earnest attempt at bringing people joy. So, pretty boring, but honestly, not a terrible video. Not terrible. I'm relieved that I think I have improved in a lot of ways. Just in my confidence is, I think, the most apparent way. My confidence, my sense of self, and my own style, and... oh, like it says 1K subscribers. Isn't that crazy? Oh yeah, and I had my location up there because I was hoping it would bring more traction. It didn't, but boy can dream. Just the first episode in, it feels like a really cool, intriguing... oh wow, you going all the way back here? That was a year after. That was a year after, and it's already 2 years ago. Ancient history. Okay, well that was good. I think it is important as a YouTuber to watch your own videos from time to time, just to check up on how you're doing. I should, hold on, I'm not gonna watch the whole thing, but just as a really quick check, let's peep this shiznit just to see what's up. Oh, it's another ad. Would you look at that? Hello everybody and hi, my name is Kieran and welcome to Opossum County. Opossum country. Possums are cute. They get a bad rap. They can't, what is it, rabies? Rabies can't even really exist in most possums because their body temperature is too low. They're too cold, boys. What they are though? Really adorable. And illegal to have as pets. My timing is so much better, and I'm talking a lot more. I think I'm way more engaging now. I might just be like, you know, butt chugging copium, but I think I'm a better YouTuber. All right, success. We did it, boys. We win. You don't get to 1,000 people watching you without being at least a little bit good. So that's reassuring. Good stuff. High five. Broke your nose. 934 videos as of recording this. Probably be 937 by the time this might be that video. Gosh, I'm gonna be coming up on my 1000th video too. I don't even know what I'm gonna do for that, but that's another milestone. Anyway, you guys have heard me yammer enough today, but I do just want to say again, thank you for just... I can't say it hard enough. Thank you. Thank you. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and man... Let's go for 2.